Hi, and welcome to Allot On Air. During the next 10 minutes, we'll be meeting with industry experts to discuss the hottest trends in telecom, cybersecurity, and network intelligence.
Hi, I'm Barry Spielman, Product Marketing Director for Allots Security. And with me today is Hagay Katz, VP for Strategic Accounts for Cybersecurity at Allot. Hagay, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Barry. Pleasure.
Okay, so in the cybersecurity space, Allot has a good fit with certain segments. Could you go into that, explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So the important segment that we are operating on is the consumer segment. The consumer segment is not taken care of today, except the Allot solutions. By and large, we are the dominant market player in this segment. And this segment is protecting me and you. When we use our mobile handsets, when we browse in the network, when we use our applications, we also protect users not only on the mobile, but also when they are at home. So we see in the market that there are many enterprise solutions, but the consumer segment is completely different. The way, the type of solutions that they need, the cyber marketing capabilities, how do you market to them the fact that they are protected? How do you communicate with them? Unlike enterprises, the service level agreements with the consumers is different. For example, for consumers, it is very important to have zero false positives. You cannot just block a consumer for nothing. In the enterprise segment, they can take it, but to do millions and millions of blocks for consumers is not what is needed. So consumer needs a lot of protection today, and we are the first one to attend to these needs. And not only that, we work with service providers that sell the service to them, and we are able to help the consumers and the service providers to make the solution more effective. They can sell it better, and consumer and small, medium businesses, but those without IT support are the target markets of us. So I will repeat, consumers, small office, home office, and small, medium businesses without IT department, because they are similar in what they need in terms of the support of service providers for cybersecurity.
Okay, so that's segmentation. So let's talk a little bit what kind of services, cybersecurity services, that the CSPs are providing to these audiences, and maybe a little bit about the business model here.
Right. So in general, there are two or three classes, I would say three main classes of services that we provide. The first one is the basic threat protection. When I say threat protection, I also call it sometimes anti-X, anti-malware, antivirus.
Okay.
There are like a plethora of attacks that when you go to a bad site, they can put adware, they can try to find your phishing attacks are very, very common today. So anti-phishing, anti-malware, antivirus, and so forth. Threat protection is the first class of services. The second one is what we call content control or parental controls. Yeah. That means the site maybe is legitimate, but we don't want our kids to go to these sites. That could be gaming, could be sex, could be all sorts of things that we are
inappropriate places.
Not appropriate, or we think that we want to control them. So for example, we can control the time when you are browsing. We can control not only the type of the sites that you are browsing into, but actually when you do that, it is good for kids, you know, that they need to do other things as well. We are looking really holistically on this. We are also looking on social networks as well to see what's going on and so forth. So the second big class is, as I said, is content control, parental controls. And we are now going very strongly into what we call IoT protection. So it's could be IoT in the consumer home or the small medium business facility. It could be anything that is in our home. It could be a TV, it could be any smart device that is at home. And we are looking at that as well and protecting the customers.
Okay, and maybe a little bit about the business model.
The business model. So as I said, we are a B2B2C. That means we are not selling directly to consumers. We are selling to service providers, and then the service providers are selling to the consumers. We are allowing the service providers to do it better. We provide them marketing support, and we split the revenue with the service providers. So we help them, we provide the software, the hardware without any additional cost to them. And together with them, we sell it to the end user and we split the revenue.
Okay, great.
That's how it goes.
All right, so this solution, as I'm sure our audience already knows, is branded as Allots Secure. But could you maybe break it down a little bit in terms of the enforcement points?
Yes. So the Allots Secure is divided to the following layers. There are three main layers. Okay, the first layer is Allot runs in the cloud a threat database that provides every second and every minute is updated with the latest attacks. Okay, and this threat database is providing the service all the time as we speak, is blocking a lot of attacks. So this is the center in the cloud that fits the types of dangerous sites and dangerous attacks that are going on at any given time. Okay. The second layer, which is very, very important, and we are very unique in that, is called Allots Secure Manager. Okay, we call it in short ASM. The Allots Secure Manager is a manager of managers. We call it a MAM, and he is able to provide to consumer a single view for a variety of cybersecurity solutions. For example, if we are providing you a solution at home and in the mobile, you don't need to configure it twice or to get reports twice. A single consumer view. This is a very unique solution of Allot. So what types of enforcement points we have? So I said there is the Allot threat database, and there is a manager of managers called the Allot Secure Managers, and there are many enforcement points that he can control, right, that we enforce there. So where do we enforce? We can enforce in the mobile network itself, inside the network, in the core network. We can enforce on the DNS. We can enforce on the router at the house. Right. And we can actually enforce in the usual old way or classical way in the headset itself. And the Allot Secure Manager will provide you a 360 view. Okay. So our solution for the network is called Network Secure. Our solution that enforces on the DNS is called DNS Secure. These solutions can work both fixed and mobile. The Network Secure is our premium solution for the mobile networks. The DNS is our solution for the core network of the fixed networks. Our Home Secure that enforced on the router is our premium offering for the home. And we have the Endpoint Secure that can run on any Android machine, iOS machine, Windows machines, and so forth at home. So, and all of that is orchestrated for a single consumer view. So that's the real benefit and real uniqueness of what we have. Okay, great. Could you mention some of the CSPs that are already implementing this? Maybe go into some details? Absolutely. So Vodafone is running the SecureNet, which is a very successful service for a long time now. This is based on the Allot platform. Telefonica, both consumer and small medium businesses, is running the Allot solution. Dry from the Tree Group in Austria is running our solution, initially now in the mobile, but soon also for the home and for the small medium businesses. There's just three of them. We have more than 20 operational services running around the world. And what kind of results are they experiencing in terms of adoption? How many subscribers? I mean, what can you tell me? In the network secure segment for the mobile, we are protecting more than 20 million subscribers, and we see penetration rates that are between 50%. When I say 50% or even more, that means that 1 out of any 2 customers of a specific Vodafone operating group is using the service. It can go down to up to 15% depending on the go-to market. In the home security, we are planning this year to become possibly the biggest deployment in the world, because we have a very significant win in India. And I think that we will, in terms of number of CPEs that we will provide, this will be very big.
Okay, well, this is pretty impressive, but what would you think that we could do to improve CSP's penetration rates and their revenues? What else could we do?
Thanks. That's a very good question, because one of the most important features is the how we help them. So I said already that we have a very unique business model that helps them, because we do what we call a risk sharing. We are taking upon ourselves the cost of the deployment, which means the software, the hardware, the professional services to put it in place. And the only thing we ask the service providers is that they will launch the service and they will split with us the revenue. So we save the service providers the risk of investing something in a non-successful security service. Why we do that? Because we are very confident. More importantly, or equally important, is that our marketing team is going hand in hand with the service providers to provide them support. We work around the world. We have a lot of experience in the go-to-market. What type of campaigns should be done? Should it be done in which channels of the service providers? We provide a lot of data to the service providers that is aggregated from those places, and we show them all the options. Finally, they decide what is the go-to-market, what are the channels, how they do that. And based on the statistics that we have, they launch. And the last thing that is important here, that embedded in our Allot Secure Manager and embedded in our enforcement point products like Network Secure and Home Secure, we have tools to communicate with the customer, telling him we are thinking about you. We call it service awareness.
Right.
Consumer, unlike others, he needs to know why he pays the money. Even if it is €1 per month, like this is the price that an average price in Europe, it can be about 2.5% of his, 5% of his plan. Okay, about 5% of his data plan is on top of that. He will be willing to pay for security. Maybe €1 doesn't sound a lot, but we think it's a lot, and he needs to know why he pays this additional €1 or additional €1.5. Now, service providers enjoy that a lot, because today service providers, they look for ways to increase the ARPU, the average revenue per user. And a security service that is successful and is adding 5% to the ARPU, yep. Or every 0.5% is a lot. 5% is huge. So every additional ARPU is strategic to them, and they can earn, the big ones, they can earn hundreds of millions of euros every year net, and this is very successful.
A pretty compelling offer for sure.
Absolutely.
Hagay Katz, VP Strategic Accounts for Cybersecurity at Allot. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Pleasure, Barry.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening. You can get more information about network intelligence and security solutions for service providers and enterprises on our website at allot.com. Subscribe to this podcast to make sure you hear about new trends and technologies on the next episode of Allot on Air.